Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan Bolin, and welcome to another edition of Saturday Sit Down for SBU TV Sports. I'm joined today by one of the most prestigious and well-known alums from St. Bonaventure's Jandoli School, Mr. Chris Laplaca, who is the Vice President of Communications at ESPN. Chris, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us today. It really means a lot.
Well, happy to be here.
So you joined ESPN when it was basically nothing, just 9 months into the company. Talk about the early days of ESPN and how it became the media empire that it is today.
Well, where do I begin? I joined the company, it was 9 months in. Cable TV was not a big deal. No one knew where Bristol, Connecticut was, and 24-hour sports seemed like a zany idea. And I showed up. I was across the street from a scrap metal place. There was one satellite dish, and I worked in a trailer. So I said, this is the future of TV. And it turned out that it was. And here I am 40 years later. I mean, we're still going strong.
So talk about what a typical day looks like for you in Bristol, Connecticut.
Well, one of the reasons I'm still here 40 years in is because I don't have a typical day. I deal a lot with folks in Burbank at the Disney because we're a big part of the Walt Disney Company. I do a lot of business to business stuff. My group does, helping manage the rights holder relationships with the NFL, for example, Major League Baseball, the NBA, which is about, as we're having this conversation, is the preseason has begun, and anything in between. And what's great about it is the unpredictable nature of it.
Being the Senior Vice President of Communications at ESPN and being a big sports lover like I know you are, how surreal is the job title that you hold, and how much weight does that carry in the media world?
I don't know, man. I don't get too whacked out about titles. I think your influence doesn't come from a title. It more comes from how you show up every day. I am blessed to have the brand ESPN behind me when I walk into a room. But once I do, then it's what I say, what I do, how I say it, how I do it. When I speak on behalf of ESPN. That's a pretty big mouthpiece, right?
I know kids nowadays all over the country who love sports, they dream of working at ESPN someday. What advice do you give to college students and young sports lovers who dream of being your colleagues someday?
Yeah, Ryan, some days they could have my job. They're not always sunshine and rainbows. It's sometimes it's very challenging. I'm kidding. I'd rather be us than the other guys. But listen, it's the inspection that comes with being the leader is intense. And if you're not wired for it, then try something else. But what we look for are people with great practical experience, strong writers, really strong writers. Folks can tell stories in any number of different ways. Look at Woj. What do? They write. They show up on television. They do podcasts. They go on the radio. They're fabulous in social media. They have the skill, the drive, the ability to be effective in no matter what the medium, and that's where everything is going. So I would say get as much experience as you can in all of those vehicles, but it starts with being a great writer.
How do you think St. Bonaventure helped you achieve the success that you have?
Tremendously. I learned so much there. I worked on the BV. I worked in the sports information office as an intern. The academic curriculum I took, I had teachers, Dr. Jandoli himself. And so it all adds up. Now I had to do the work, right? There's no shortcuts. I still recall things I learned in the classroom. I tell my team to this day.
How in touch do you stay with Bonnie's athletics?
Pretty strong. When I was on campus, I covered the men's basketball team the year we won the NIT. I love that Tobias Harris is tweeting about our women's team. I freaking love that. How great is that?
It's so awesome.
Isn't that great? I saw that the other day and I smiled.
Thank you so much, Chris, for your time today. I know you have a very busy schedule, so we really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. Mr. Chris Laplaca, Senior Vice President of Communications at ESPN.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. And hello to everybody in Bonnieland. Go Bonnies.
You want to show everybody your little logo that you've been wearing off this top?
Oh, sure. Hey, yeah, I'm flying the colors today. Yeah, I turned the wrong way. Can you see that? We're good?
Oh, yeah, baby. Go Bonnies.
I'll put that on for you.
I will. We'll make sure that hits it.